I have liked the Middle Ages for as long as I can remember. The stories, the people, and the mix of faith and power always felt exciting to me. This interest grew over time, and I wanted to understand the world that shaped these events. This curriculum comes from that curiosity. I believe it gives a clear path through the major parts of medieval history. The readings move from the end of the ancient world to the rise of the kingdoms of Europe. They also explore the growth of the Islamic world and the long history of contact between these different cultures. The course ends with the fall of Constantinople, which marks a major turning point in world history. My hope is that this journey feels inviting and rewarding. The Middle Ages can seem distant, and yet many ideas and traditions from this time still affect us even today. By exploring these books, you will meet some rulers, travelers, thinkers, and everyday people who have helped shape this world that we currently live in. Here are the books that are in this curriculum. Powers and Thrones by Dan Jones. This book tells the story of the Middle Ages from the fall of the Roman Empire to the early Renaissance. Jones highlights the big forces that shaped the world, including religion, migration, and the monarchy. He brings major figures to life with vivid detail. This book shows how societies rose, struggled, and changed over 1,000 years. It offers a clear view of how the medieval world shaped the modern one. The House of Lilies by Justine Firnhaber-Baker. This book is a lively and detailed look at the Caspian kings who shaped France from the late 900s to the early 1300s. The book follows how this one family slowly turned a small and divided kingdom into the beginnings of the France that we know today. It has a mix of politics, religion, and culture, and plenty of historical drama. The Plantagenets by Dan Jones. This book traces the Plantagenet dynasty from its beginnings with Henry II to his fall under Richard II. Jones focuses on the turbulence of their rule and their personalities that fueled it. He explains how these rulers shaped England's laws, wars, and identity. The narrative moves quickly and keeps each reign clear. It also shows why the Plantagenets left such a lasting legacy. The Greatest Knight by Thomas Asbridge. Asbridge tells the story of William Marshal, a famed knight who rose from a modest background to great influence. He follows Marshal through tournaments, in battles, and royal service. The book highlights Marshal's loyalty and skill. It also shows how chivalry worked in real life rather than in legend. His career becomes the window of the 12th and 13th century politics. Crusaders by Dan Jones. Jones presents the Crusades through short portraits of people who lived through them. He includes soldiers and rulers, there's merchants, and there's ordinary travelers. Each chapter brings a different perspective to the long struggle for the Holy Land. The storytelling feels lively and personal, and it helps readers see just how many lives were shaped just by these conflicts alone. The Crusades Through Arab Eyes by Amin Maalouf. Maalouf tells the Crusades using Arab chronicles. He shows how the events looked from Damascus and Cairo and many other centers in this region. The book reveals admiration, fear, and frustration among the people who faced the crusading armies. It also explains the political rivalries within the Arab world. The result is a fuller and more balanced understanding of this era. Destiny Disrupted by Tamim Ansary. Ansary gives a narrative history of the Islamic world from its origins to modern age. He explains how key events shaped the cultural story. The book describes how this story sometimes ran alongside and sometimes against the Western narrative. Ansary writes in an easy, conversational style. This book helps readers understand just how different worldviews are formed. 1453, Roger Crowley. Roger Crowley tells the dramatic story of the fall of Constantinople to the Ottoman Empire. He sets the stage by describing a weakened Byzantine state and the rising Ottoman power. The book follows the siege with clear detail and strong pacing. It brings both leaders and ordinary fighters into focus. The fall of the city becomes a major turning point that changed global history.